Hello and welcome to your Daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go in Southeast Michigan. I am Jer Stays. It is Wednesday, February 5th, 2025, coming to you from our studio at Techtown. I've got a couple of great people with us and a couple of great stories to talk about. First, on my left, producer extraordinaire, Cheyenne Noserini. How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jer?
I am excellent. And then to my right, his Daily Detroit debut, because you were covering it for the newsletter and website side of our little business. But you know what? We got yelled at when we didn't cover the opening of Sheetz. People were apoplectic that we did not dive into gas station fast food. So you know what? Raising Cane's opened up on Tuesday out in Canton, and who went? Luciano Marcone. Luciano, welcome to Daily Detroit. You're usually behind the scenes. It's good to see you.
What up, everyone? Glad to be on the mic.
Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. So let's get into Raising Cane's first. This is Metro Detroit's first location. I have been in the Devil State, Ohio. And so I'm curious to see, Luciano, what were your thoughts for this thing? What was the vibe when you got there?
I got some thoughts. First off, though, so everyone knows, it is in Canton on Ford Road in Sheldon, between the FedEx and the Firestone.
Okay.
So first off, the hype is real. I did not understand why so many people were excited, because to me, it was just another chicken place. And as Devin says, we already have so many of them. But people were very excited. The hype is real when there are people camped out the night before in the cold.
It was wild. I woke up this morning early to let my dog out. Yeah. And what's the first thing in my feed? But the Channel 7 helicopter over Raising Cane's in the middle of Canton. This is news.
Yes, people were very excited. People came out in all sorts of states. We had everyone from teenagers to retirees. Everyone was just happy to see a Raising Cane's in Canton. Second thought is that they were very organized. Whether it was the staff themselves being very well trained, they knew that it would be busy and they were not very overwhelmed the day of. Canton Police making sure traffic was not backing up into Ford Road.
So the line was big enough for that?
It could have. They had it wrapping through the parking lot for that strip mall area. But if they had not coordinated so well, it definitely would have caused a backup.
That area is already busy to begin with. And that early in the morning during rush hour, I'm sure it was probably going to be wild if the police weren't in on the whole thing.
Yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse. It was very well done. They blocked off the certain entrances, and so everyone got their chicken in a timely fashion. People were happy. Third, let's get into the food. So for what it is, it's a fast casual restaurant. The food was good. Better than my grandma's? But I was pleased. The sauce was definitely the best part.
I would agree with you. The time that I went to Raising Cane's, it was really the sauce that stood out over other things. I think that they have a whole colorful kind of vibe with what they were doing with the interior or whatever.
Yeah, that will be my last thought. But let's keep talking about the food, because people want to know, how good is the food? So the coleslaw. As a poll, we really love fermenting stuff. The coleslaw was very good. Could have been a little more fermented, could have had a little spice in there, but overall, B+. The interior, the experience. There was the assistant leader who said that the experience is really what sets it apart. He's actually told me that I think what sets Cane's apart from other chicken restaurants is the experience, the decor, the way we treat people. Our customers feel welcomed. And I could really see that, because everyone had a pleasant experience. People weren't pushing each other out the way to get their chicken fingers. And I really like that they included some decor that was local. They had on the wall a Plymouth marching band jacket. They didn't have to do that, but little things like that were a nice touch.
Okay, Cheyenne, I don't expect you to know this, Luciano. Maybe you do. Have you been to Applebee's?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good food in the neighborhood. There would always be all those knickknacks.
Yeah.
From whatever place they're in.
Yeah.
On the walls.
Same with TGI Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little chain touch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely, they want to bring in the local flair.
Pieces of flair. Shout out to our Office Space movie watchers.
All of us elder millennials.
Yes, elder millennials.
Who just want to,
the vibes are strong on this podcast.
We just want to break all of the fax machines. I've also been to Raising Cane's, and I think I went to the one in Toledo, and they have all the Toledo stuff at that one. You know what I mean? So I think that that's part of their kitsch of how they want to try and like bring themselves into the neighborhood. It does. I mean, I think it makes people feel good, to see their stuff on the wall.
So coleslaw good, chicken
Good.
sauce better.
Definitely.
I agree. The sauce is what carries it. Fries. How do you feel about the fries?
They were okay. It was crinkle cut. That's probably my favorite shape of fry, but could have gone a little heavier on the seasoning. I get it. You're making it for a bunch of people. You kind of got to be bland
Was there like salt on it at least?
a little bit.
Are you looking for more complex flavors?
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. I think
I think this is what it, you know what I mean? I think it's a match of like what you're looking for versus like what this is.
Yeah.
yeah, because this was for the record, this was my first time having Raising Cane's. So I didn't know what to expect. I'm used to comparing it to what we have here. It is not like the cosmic fries at Hopcat.
Is that your top fry?
It's actually my number 2. My number 1 would be the Checkers or Rally's fries.
Okay. I do enjoy a seasoned fry as well.
Well, this is open out in Canton. Go check it out. Would love to hear your thoughts on our Discord. People are already sharing like their memories and times that, if they're from another place that they really enjoyed Raising Cane. So, go check it out over in Canton. And Luciano, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, Luciano, for going out there this morning early to get chicken.
Thanks for sending me on a field trip.
Got me upside down, spinning around you. Wanna taste the clouds, dance with the moon.
Now let's talk about a church from 1949 that is being renovated into a single family home. This project's called Divinely Detroit. It's by Rachel Nelson, who is the owner of Conchetti Design. It'll be a single family home. It'll be her home. Now, Cheyenne, this property in Indian Village, right over, it's Kercheval and Seminole.
Mm-hmm.
Neighborhood close to my heart. My grandmother lived over on Seminole. The project is a 6,800 square feet renovation. And I think what we'll do is first talk to Rachel. We caught up with her out in front of the church, future house, and then we'll get our reactions. What called to you to do this? Because this has been on the market for a minute. It's something where you're in a neighborhood that really values like individual homes and things like that. What called to you to take on this project, which admittedly, I mean, I'm looking behind you, it's large.
It is large, but I have to say that Indian Village has always been our dream neighborhood and a place that Joe and I would say one day we're going to live in Indian Village. And we saw this property come up on the market and kind of started dreaming big together and said, wow, wouldn't that be cool? And then it was like, why can't we do it? And just couldn't get it out of our minds. Mm-hmm. And Joe told me, he's like, Rach, if we don't do this, we're going to regret it one day. So we're so excited to be able to take on this property with the community that I have and the network and the resources I have. It was just an extension of what I do for work and what I'm already passionate about.
So what are some of the details of this square footage-ish, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so it's approximately 6,800 square feet, which I know sounds huge. We are transforming the flat roof part of the building into a garage. Above it will be a roof deck. It is going to be a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. The choir balcony is going to remain intact, and we're going to make that a meditation area, which I'm so excited about. And I should say a library, meditation, and fireplace, like just kind of a dreamy space that you can go and escape to. We are going to have a double staircase that wraps up to a second level that is over the stage area currently, and that's where we're going to have the roof deck access.
With this property, I feel like there's going to be a variety of challenges that you're going to come up. Is there anything so far that in the planning stages that are a little bit different about converting a church into a home as opposed to if you were just saying rehabbing one of these other beautiful homes in this neighborhood?
Yes, I would say the thing that has been the most challenging yet the most rewarding part of it, and we knew this would be a part of it, is taking the historic property, making sure we're preserving it, but we are turning it into a single family residence. And so some of those challenges are, making sure that we're able to meet egress code, right? Like that in order, a bedroom has to have an egress route. But right now, none of these windows are to code. And so it was being able to see the Detroit Land Bank work with historic to figure out what could we do to make sure that we can get egress windows in the bedrooms, but not touch the curb appeal, if you will. So all of the bedrooms and stuff are on the south side of the house so that we are unable to see any of the new windows from street view.
Do these constraints help you as a designer? Do constraints help you be more creative?
So my team always laughs because I say there's always a solution. And I think that by embracing some of the challenges in design projects is where the magic lies. That's often where we get the coolest or the most unexpected results. So yes, I love a challenge because I think that is where the most creative solutions lie.
And what about like heating and cooling a place like this? Will there be more insulation put in? Like, I mean, I know these are technical details, but it feel like I'm just going in there and it's like this is a church with these big brick walls, and that conversion to that more cozy space is going to be an interesting blend of technical and design.
Yes, 100%. You're right. You can make it look cozy, but if it's cold, it's cold.
Right.
So we definitely have pulled in some really great partners to help educate around what are some of the best things to do. Luckily, our architect, 4545 Architecture, is well versed in working in historic properties. Same thing with our general contractor, Milton Roberts, are very well versed in working in historic homes, and these problems aren't new to them. We are going to use a spray foam insulation so that we are able to get the most R value possible. One of the biggest issues is the roof, right? There's no insulation in the roof, but we are working with HVAC consultants and insulation specialists say, okay, this is what we're going to do the first time around. And guess what? That first winter, if the bill's unbearable or it's too chilly, we need to address the roof.
Yeah. So is there a timeline on this?
Yeah, so we are obviously hoping for the quickest turnaround possible, but it will be anywhere from 12 to 18 months.
Okay. And is this something that you intend on like showcasing to clients or things like that?
Yeah, that's a really great question. There definitely will be a opportunity to, one, we're going to make sure we're sharing the entire transformation. Two, I think this is an incredible opportunity as an interior designer to showcase the interior design process. There are so many incredible interior design vendors that we're going to be able to bring in, and I want to shed light on some of the great resources that are out there. And then when the property's done, we fully intend on being able to entertain, make sure we allow cameras back in, press, photo opportunities. But yes, of course, if a client wants to come in and see something, they're more than welcome.
Okay, so when you're settled in, what is the number one thing that you're looking forward to?
Oh, I love this question. When we're settled in, the number one thing I'm looking forward to, okay, the realtor who's amazing, meet Erica. We would always say, as we navigated each challenge along the way, it'll all be worth it when we're standing in the backyard and cheersing with some champagne. So I cannot wait to be in this outdoor space that is absolutely stunning, it's complete, and that we can be able to entertain. I just want to have people over and celebrate and share this part of my life.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And good to talk to you again on Daily Detroit for the first time in person.
I know. I'm so excited too. I'm so grateful for all the time and energy you've put. It was awesome to chat with you today.
All right, Cheyenne, you're the one who literally took college classes on interior design. What were your first thoughts?
I did take some interior design classes in college. I didn't become an interior designer, but I did take classes. And I thought it was really going to be an interesting conversion because you've got this, well, it's not an old church.
I mean, I guess in reality now, from 2025 to 1940, we're talking 76 years.
Right. Okay. So it's an old church, but it's not an old church, right? Like it's not like the churches that are like built in like the 1920s
or the 1800s.
1800s, right? Like I think it's interesting that it's being turned into a single family home opposed to like a community center or something like the Congregation.
I think that in part that's a function of Indian Village,
I
right?
think
Because
so,
they're
too.
very big on single family homes.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool because like if you look at the renderings, they're going to create like this big double staircase that goes up into like a second story. And between the staircase is going to be their actual like kitchen and like with an island in between. So I think it's a very interesting design aspect of turning. It was an Episcopal church, I believe. And so those are a little bit more
Minimalist?
yes, minimalist is the
Like
word.
there's still details. Like
There's-
there's beautiful stained glass.
Yes.
There are definitely brick designs and things like
and
that.
like
But
beautiful, like a beautiful roof with woodworking and stuff, but it's very minimal. There's not a lot of carvings. There's not a lot of like deep wood accents like
There's
you
no
would see.
gargoyle staring at you.
No, there's not like chiseled saints hanging around, you know.
In some ways, it actually probably lends itself toward conversion better.
Exactly. But they're also mixing it with a bit of modern. So it's going to be a nice juxtaposition between the classic church and also this modern space. So I think that's going to be really interesting to see how they convert it.
Well, we'll have more pictures up on dailydetroit.com, the new revised, redesigned, reinvigorated dailydetroit.com. We'll have some pictures and some video up there. You will want to check this one out, as well as renderings of
Yeah.
what they're planning on doing. I really appreciate Rachel for having us over to take a look at her future house. This is going to be an interesting project to watch. I think they'll be sharing updates throughout the entire thing.
I think they will be too, yes.
All right. Well, we are done for today on your Daily Detroit. Feedback, as always, dailydetroit@gmail.com. Thank you to our members on Patreon, patreon.com/dailydetroit for your support. It is very much appreciated. Local media requires local support to survive, so please consider it. With that, I'm Jer Stays.
I am Cheyenne Oserini.
And I'm Luciano Marcone.
We'll see you around Detroit.